This episode is brought to you by the Appleton Podcast Co-op. Enjoy your news. You're listening to What the Fox Says, bite-sized news for the Fox Valley area of Wisconsin. I'm David Kelso, your host for the week of April 4th, 2022. On the list today, a local Ukrainian refugee story, Manitowoc man goes to Ukraine to taxi people, Appleton's out of liquor licenses, and more. From the Post-Crescent, reported by Richard Ryman, see through the eyes of a Ukrainian refugee. Currently safe in Green Bay, 28-year-old Anastasia Moskalenko, I hope I said that right, shares the story of her month-long journey to the United States, traveling through multiple countries, halted at the Mexican border, and finally arriving at her parents' home here in Northeast Wisconsin. Anastasia had to leave behind her husband, her dog, her grandmother, and even more family. Her husband is currently serving as a surgeon. And while Anastasia is far from the war, it isn't really left behind. I strongly encourage you to go read this story yourself. Just tap the link in the show notes. From Local 5 Green Bay, reported by Indiana Shills, while Anastasia fled the war, a local Army veteran flew towards it. Bary Nelson of Manitowoc, without any connections whatsoever, flew over to Ukraine and has been providing rides for people to escape violence, taking them wherever they need to go. Quoting Bary directly from the article, "To me, it becomes very simple to just calm the stress and work the problem, just as you would if you saw someone broke down on the side of the road. Bary's back in the States now, but plans to return to Ukraine. Bary, I raise a glass to you, good sir." From Local 5 Green Bay, reported by Cora Siept, we love our beer here in Wisconsin. Northeast Wisconsin has 4 cities in the 10 drunkest cities in America, but the city of Appleton just ran out of Class B liquor licenses to hand out. That means no new bars can sell liquor until the city figures out the pending applications. Sounds like Green Bay is just trying to jab at us, but, they're on the list just as much as we are, so. And let's move into our fast talking news. I need a better title than that, but that's what we have for now. So let's move right into it. On the federal level, the House of Representatives approved a bill to legalize marijuana nationally. The bill still has to go to the Senate to get approved, and who knows if that's actually going to happen. Next, local farms are keeping tabs on an avian flu outbreak. Locally here in Wisconsin, a farm in Jefferson County had to kill over 3 million birds to try and stop the spread. But don't worry, if you cook your bird properly, you shouldn't have any problem. Munchie's Pizzeria owner takes a plea agreement on a tax evasion charges. He skimmed over $800,000. Recent tests from the DNR show that Lake Winnebago is low on levels for forever chemicals. Lake Winnebago is actually used for drinking water for Appleton, Menasha, Neenah, and Oshkosh, so woo! Waverly Beach in Menasha has got new owners. The same people that own Anduzzi's are going to give it a fresh coastal flair and renovation. Oshkosh is welcoming back the WPS Farm Show. Neenah Paper and SMW are going to merge, forming a $3 billion specialty paper company. Business. The Red Lion Hotel is now the Hilton Appleton Paper Valley Hotel. They underwent some major renovations if you've ever been through there recently. The Whose Line Is It Anyway people are coming to Wisconsin for shows in Appleton and Wausau with Who's Live Anyway. Funny. The Appleton Fire Department has recently updated their memorial for those lost in the line of duty, located at Fire Station Number 1. Meat Fest to debut at Resch Expo Center in Green Bay. There's going to be meat, music, and more. And another festival that's coming your way this summer is the Arch Street. It's actually moving away from downtown Green Bay to the Ashwaubenon Park in Ashwaubenon. This is because it's a larger location, so they can have more opportunities for music, art, and food. And with more events coming to this area, WWE Monday Night Raw is returning to Resch Center live. For the music fans out there, Bon Iver's Justin Vernon has created a pop-up shop in Green Bay called For Wisconsin. There was a billiards tournament this last weekend. Who knew? Like 1,600 people playing pool together. Child Abuse Prevention Month starts this month, and And so if you see any pinwheels around the state, that is why. The ex-owner of Mr. Taco's restaurant gets 14 years in prison for cocaine trafficking. And I saw some other articles that those locations are under new ownership, so more tacos coming your way. Lots of events being announced this week. Sounds like we're going to have an exciting summer. This has been What the Fox Says, a production of the Appleton Podcast Co-op. For further reading, all the sources are linked in the show notes. If you have a news story or community event you think we should read, follow the Appleton Podcast Co-op on Facebook and send us a message. I'm David Kelso. I also host APC Presents, where I interview other local podcasters about their podcasts. Thanks for listening today. We'll see you next week.